Hello everyone! It's June! It's Pride Month! And I do feel contractually obligated as a queer millennial feminist to do at least one video in honor of Pride before I go off on my big summer trip next week. So, here is the plan. Not too long ago, I did a video about some queer anime I like, and that was pretty popular. So for this video, we're going to look at some queer books that I'm a fan of, specifically young adult books. Now, if y'all know me, queer media aimed at kids is kind of a big deal to me. I came out in middle school in Texas in, 2005-ish? I was in 8th grade. And at the time, finding any canon queer media was just not a thing I could do. So fanfiction was a pretty big deal to me. And as I got older, anytime I found any media that had even a whisper of actual canon queer characters in them, I clung to them like a lifeboat in a storm. But it's not 2005 anymore. It's 2019 somehow, June of 2019. And the landscape of queer media is looking a lot brighter. So I'm going to talk about 5 books that are all young adult appropriate that you should consider reading for Pride Month. And then at the end I'll give you some honorable mentions. It'll be great. Before we get started, I do want to give you a quick idea as to how and why I picked these books. So first, obviously, they're books that I've read. I have not read every book in the world, but I have read these. And, as I talked about in my queer anime video, they are books that I think do a good job of having compelling characters, compelling stories, and avoid any particularly harmful cliches or tropes. I wanted to select books that represent a variety of genres, a variety of identities, a variety of, tone, so that people will probably see something here they like. Some of these books are a happy-go-lucky romp, and others take a more serious tone, so hopefully there's something here that you'll like. 1. Ash by Malinda Lo is first on my list, and it really checks all the boxes for me. It's a bisexual retelling of Cinderella, where our protagonist, Ash, ends up in a love triangle between a sexy elf prince and the king's huntress. And if you're someone who appreciates fairy tale retellings and that very specific brand of sexy but dangerous young adult fantasy elf boy, this book is worth reading. It's very fun. It's a book I end up replacing almost every year because someone will borrow it for me and it will never make it back. It's just delightful and everyone should have it in their library. 2. The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue is second on the list. Gosh, what doesn't this book have? Disaster bisexual upper crust British boy, his biracial violin-playing best friend crush, his plucky and snarky younger sister who is secretly way smarter than everyone assumes, an adventure across Europe with a secret alchemical conspiracy, pirates. Look, it's a good time, even if you don't normally read historical fiction. The relationship drama with our lead is compelling, and overall it's just a lot of fun. And it has a sequel. 3. Gracefully Grayson is my number 3, and it fulfills a very specific niche of young trans girl wants to come out by getting the female lead in her school play, which is also the exact same plot as another book called George by Alex Gino. I don't know what it is about school plays and getting the female lead that works for these trans girl coming out stories, but here we are. Both are good. I think Gracefully Grayson does it just a little bit better. It's short and sweet, and if you are looking for a book that deals with coming out as trans as a kid in a very sweet way and in a very elementary school appropriate way, this is a good place to start. 4. Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe is my number 4. And it's one of those books that's, technically realistic fiction, but reading it has a very dreamlike quality. So it's the story of 2 kids who are very different people finding each other and thus finding themselves. Aristotle is an angry kid whose brother is in prison. Dante is a know-it-all who can't seem to fit in. They figure some stuff out together. and it's just so beautifully written. It's almost a kind of heightened reality where all of the emotions feel super real. I don't know. I love it a lot. It's lovely. It's a great book. Check it out. And 5. The Miseducation of Cameron Post is number 5 on this list. And it's a book that I sit down to reread every few years and cry and cry and cry during. It's similar to Aristotle and Dante in that, while being realistic fiction, the emotional storytelling in the book is so intense that it feels hyper-real. Cameron Post is the story of a girl whose parents die in a car crash the night she's kissing her best friend. She ends up living with her born-again Christian aunt, and eventually ending up in a gay conversion camp. So there's some heavy stuff in it. But it also has some really powerful emotional catharsis in the end that will leave you feeling maybe a little wrecked, but good. It's good in a good way. So, those are my top 5. Links are down below. But I also promised some honorable mentions. I'm going to have these pop up on the screen with a brief description, and I'll put links down below as well. There's 15 in total, so if you've already read the 5 above, maybe some of these will catch your eye. I'm going to move fast through these. 1. Boy Meets Boy. A very fluffy and fun romance. It's good times. 2. Huntress. Some more fantasy by Malinda Lo. If you like Ash, you have to read this one. 3. Ink Mistress. I am a sucker for fantasy books. The way magic is handled in this book is great. It's a good time. 4. Love in the Time of Global Warming. An Odyssey retelling in a post-apocalyptic setting. Mythology fans, you'll like this. It also has a sequel. 5. Drama. Graphic novel about middle school. If you were a theater kid, you'll probably like this. 6. The Prince and the Dressmaker. Another graphic novel, this time about a prince who likes to cross-dress and his best friend / dressmaker. Deals with gender expression stuff. Really fun. 7. 8 Seconds. Special place in my heart here. First queer book I ever found in my high school library. I think it's out of print now, but it's about rodeo camp and it's angsty and it holds a place in my heart and I had to mention it. 8. Keeping You a Secret. Your basic realistic fiction WLW love story. 9. The Song of Achilles. Man, these mythology books. It's about Achilles and Patroclus, and it's so poetic and it's great. 10. Ask the Passengers. Another great WLW realistic fiction story. 11. The Trials of Apollo and the Magnus Chase books. I'm lumping them together. These are the newest round of books in the Percy Jackson universe, and it's where stuff gets really queer. Like, not just, oh, there's the one character who's gay, but like, outlandishly bisexual Apollo and gender-fluid trans child of Loki queer. It's good. 12. Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda. Y'all know about Love, Simon. This is the book. It's better. It also has 2 spin-offs. Both are great. 13. Of Fire and Stars. Look, I have a weakness for fantasy love stories with magic and gay shit. It's just what I like in my life. So, Of Magic and Stars is also very fun. 14. Nimona. Graphic novel by Noelle Stevenson, who is writing the new Netflix She-Ra. Apparently Nimona is getting a movie soon. Be excited! It's gonna be great. And 15, Witch Boy, another graphic novel. Boy wants to learn witchcraft, which is a girl-only thing in his family. It deals with gender roles and stuff. It's good. Also, the author is married to Noelle Stevenson. They are married. She is married to Noelle. Noelle is married to her. Can you even believe it? Makes me happy. I love it when authors that I love each other. Makes me happy. And okay, I lied. There's actually 17 honorable mentions. I also need to talk about these too. Not Your Sidekick, which is queer superheroes, and they're amazing. The book is amazing. Imagine if Sky High was just full of queer kids. It's very fun. And Hero, again, queer superheroes. Gay boy trying to come out, superpowers, also very good. But what if you have a child in your life that is younger than young adult? Well, I'm going to throw a few picture books at you real quick. These are all aimed at little kids and are a nice addition to any library aimed at them. 1. And Tango Makes 3. It's the Gay Penguin book. You've probably heard of it. It's based on an actual pair of male penguins in a zoo that raised a baby together. It's adorable. 2. Marlon Bundo. It's the book that made Mike Pence's rabbit gay. It's cute, and it'll make Mike Pence angry. 3. I Am Jazz. The real-life story of a trans girl named Jazz. It's very sweet. 4. Prince Anne Knight. I am a sucker for fairy tale books, y'all. And 5. Pride, the story of Harvey Milk and the Rainbow Flag. Teach the youngins some history, y'all. All these books are super cute and appropriate for little kids, so, you know, they can know that queer people exist before they get to high school. Yay! So hopefully you found something interesting here. If you have a favorite queer book that I didn't mention, please let me know below. I am always on the hunt for new books, and thank you for listening to this Queer Millennial Feminist. If you liked what you heard, do all the YouTube stuff, check out the Patreon, and happy Pride!